Star Butterfly is a one-of-a-kind princess from another dimension that lives under the same roof as her heartthrob best friend / love interest, so there's bound to be some crazy jokes all about the magical hormones swirling in the Butterfly Castle. I'm Winnie Van Lanningham, and here are all the hidden jokes kids will miss in Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Alright y'all, I did a version of this video 2 years ago when I was still allowed to swear. Star vs. the Forces of Evil only had 2 seasons available on Hulu, and my hair was somehow weirdly almost the exact same color. But times have changed, y'all. There are way more jokes I missed during my first watch of Star, so I made an updated list to get us ready for the final season. Which, side quest, shame on you, Disney. Star vs. the Forces of Evil deserves at least 6 seasons! I'm not ready to say goodbye to Muni. Want to know another thing that's different about this video? I'm gonna beg you for money! Nerdwire has a Patreon now, and we'd love for you to donate so that we can keep making cool stuff. Each donation tier will give you different cool perks, like shoutouts and access to exclusive content, like script drafts, future video schedules, and tons of other behind-the-scenes stuff. You can also click the join button in the description box to become a member through our YouTube channel. Are you broke like me and Chris? Don't worry about it! You can help support us by sharing our videos with your friends. Now on to the jokes! Number 25. Mina Loveberry might be a battle-hardened warrior, but she's still a woman with needs. Like the need to read smutty novellas. Let's take a look at her campsite collection, shall we? We've got A Night to Remember, Secret Husband, something about vampires, and 30 Shades of Magic. Clearly a 50 Shades of Grey parody.
These earmarks are fresh.
Also at the top of the stack is Secret Tuxedo, which is fitting considering that Mina is modeled after Sailor Moon, so naturally she'd be reading sensual tuxedo mask fanfiction.
I need to keep this place safe from evil monster treachery.
Number 24. In this episode, Star's demon ex-boyfriend Tom visits Earth to ask Star to the Blood Moon Ball. He's still technically recovering from a severe anger management problem, and we all know that guys like that never really stop being a-holes. Marco knows that Tom has sinister intentions for asking Star to the dance, and he tries to warn Star that her ex is a creep by saying this.
Star, never go with a predator to a second location.
Honestly, dude, that's really good advice. Also happens to be a John Mulaney bit about Detective J.J. Bittenbinder.
Your odds of coming back alive from the primary location, about 60%. But if you are taken to a secondary location, your odds of coming back alive are slim to none.
Never go with a predator to a second location. Number 23. This episode may be called Monster Bash, but all I see is monsters trying to smash.
Or relax, it's a party. They're probably just off cuddling somewhere. Which is what you and I should be doing, don't you think?
Yeah, Marco, I'm with ya. There's no way a teenage demon prince just wants to cuddle. Number 22. While we're on the subject of Tom, can we talk about his life coach, Brian? Dude's 100% a furry.
Is that a white tiger?
Sorry, Tom.
Seriously, what is going on here?
That's not enough for you? If you watch the season 3 opening close enough, you'll notice that he also likes to sit in Marco's lap to get belly rubs. No kink shaming, man, but I think Chris Hansen would like a word with you. Number 21. Fun fact! Writer Dominic V. Signano's favorite under-the-radar joke in Star vs. the Forces of Evil happens to be the one where Star, Marco, Ponyhead, and Kelly eat hot dogs laced with LSD.
Yeah, I guess I was expecting.
Hey man, who among us hasn't woken up in the middle of the desert after a good trip? This is how the Beatles would have wanted us to live.
That was amazing! I gotta give it to you, Ponyhead. Those hot dogs were pretty good.
Oh, well, you know, the best for my besties and whatever, all that kind of stuff.
Number 20. When Marco accidentally trips over Jana while he's getting ready for the dance, he accidentally spills some cologne on his butt.
What happened to you? Whoa! Ugh. What the heck?
That's where you're going, Marco.
Jana has a response that I did not think I'd ever see on the Disney Channel.
Now my backside smells like cologne. Hey!
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's nice.
Dang, Jana, get your kink on, girl. Number 19. When Ponyhead, Marco, and Star go interdimensional partying, Ponyhead definitely has her bump and grind down to a science.
She just gets a little wild when she dances. Oh, yes! Oh, you like that. You know you do. You like...
Is she riding him like a horse? Is that some kind of reverse role-playing? I don't know. Either way, that guy did not look too happy to be on the receiving end. You gotta get consent before you just hop on Pop, babe.
Ponyhead, let's go to the Amethyst Arcade. Marco will have more fun there. No way, girl. I'm getting my dance on.
Number 18. In order to ditch Marco so that she can have Star all to herself, Ponyhead tries to distract Marco by taking him to a video game dimension. While they're battling it out at Lance Revolution, which I guess is just the jousting version of DDR, Marco trash talks Ponyhead by saying this.
Well, your mother's a horse!
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube anymore, but if you take the S out of horse, you get horticulturist. Wink. Number 17. I don't know a lot of things, but I'm pretty sure Disney isn't allowed to just straight up slut-shame princesses. Apparently at St. Olga's Reform School for Wayward Princesses, saying this kind of stuff is fair game.
'Tis better to be fussy than to be called a hussy.
Come on, Disney! You know exactly what the word hussy means, and it doesn't mean nice lady.
Oh, I can smell her free spirit through the safety glass.
Number 16. On Muni's 4th of July, aka Munipendence Day, a floating eyeball called the All-Seeing Eye is supposed to float around the Mumins all day to remind the monsters that the royal family is always watching. Apparently, they're not supposed to actually watch you, but Ludo and Toffee rig one of them to be a webcam. As usual with webcams in the internet, Ludo makes it weird.
Now we can watch Star wherever she goes. In the kitchen, bedroom, even in the bathroom. Maybe we don't keep the bathroom channel.
Well, that was a Europhilia reference. Gross. Number 15. On their visit to Muni, Mr. and Mrs. Diaz steal away for a little romantic grown-up time in the hot tub. Unfortunately, Marco and Star walk in on them, and let's just say there's only a fanny pack standing in the way of a full view of Mr. Diaz's package.
Nothing like a steamy bath after a long day of exploration.
Mom! Dad!
You're alive!
And you're only wearing the fanny packs.
Gross. I don't want to think about anyone's parents getting it on in a jacuzzi. Least of all, cartoon mom and dad on the Disney Channel.
Ah, King Butterfly. Care for a dip?
Number 14. Okay, is it just me, or are all the starving orphans eating unicorn rats in the slums of Muni kinda dark and depressing? Like, seriously, I'm pretty sure Muni's government could be considered a caste system. If you're not born in the castle into riches and royalty, you're basically destined to scrounge for food on the street for the rest of your existence.
Oh, hello, little boy.
But by far the most disturbing part of Muni is this Law & Order SVU perpetrator.
I got what you need.
Okay, that's just straight up a street flasher shaking his dangle at Marco's parents. Dudes in trench coats should not be trusted.
I'll take the wind chimes, please.
Number 13. Okay, is it just me, or does the effect of jelly bean hallucination mist remind you of a certain type of psychedelic fungus?
Hallucination mist!
Whoa, what is happening?
A fun side effect of psilocybin is that it makes your hands look super weird. Anyone from the 70s can confirm that.
I'm freaking out.
Number 12. If you know your 1846 wagon train history, you'll certainly be able to pick up on this reference pretty easily.
Packed with nothing more than a week's ration of food and a dream for a better life, the Bonner Party stood no chance of survival.
Yup, they're basically recreating the story of the Donner Party, everyone's favorite cannibalistic family! You know that feeling when you're just hankering for the taste of your dead brother's leg? Long pig. Number 11. Speaking of pigs, Flying Pig is exactly the kind of guy that shares way too many details about his love life at the company holiday party.
Forget about flying. You ever seen a pig do this? I'm dancing.
You sure, FP? Because that totally also looks like how you pork.
That's disgusting!
Whatever. You're the one licking the cupcakes.
Number 10. In this episode, Marco gets so nervous about asking out Jackie Lynn Thomas that he sprouts a second head out of his neck that blurts out his innermost insecurities whenever JLT walks by. Thank God she didn't overhear this one, because it's pretty embarrassing.
Marco Diaz covers the mirror when he showers because Marco is ashamed of his own body.
So he covers up the mirror so he doesn't have to see his own noodle? That's kind of a red flag that he has a weird ween.
That's not his hand, that's...
Number 9. Towards the end of season 2, Ludo gets his hands on Star's spellbook. Glossaric teaches him a few new spells, but Ludo finds out that there's one chapter in the book that Glossaric has been hiding from him. He demands to find out what it says, but Glossaric wants to double check with him one last time.
Are you truly sure? It could taint you.
Oh, I've got plenty of taint already.
I mean, yeah, buddy, in a sense we all do. Number 8. After Ferguson leaves his soon-to-be pixie bride at the altar, all hell breaks loose and a battle of epic proportions begins. But just because they're in the middle of a life-or-death scuffle doesn't mean that Ferguson doesn't have time to steal a memento for his spank bank.
Fly free, little Ferg! And I am saving you for later.
Punishing the one-eyed marmoset is chill and all, but don't do it to a wedding topper of your jilted ex. Number 7. Things have been pretty uncomfortable between Marco and Star lately, so Marco turns to his dad for advice about how to deal. He tries to reassure his son that even though Star has been crushing on him, it doesn't have to be awkward. That's when he says this.
What could be weird? 2 teenagers sharing a home? One boy, one girl? Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think you thought that one through too well, Daddy-O. Number 6. In season 3, Ludo has finally taken over the Kingdom of Muni, and Marco is on the case to free King River. All he needs to do is sneak into Ludo's bedroom and steal the dungeon key he keeps around his neck. Only his plans hit a snag when he finds some freaky deaky artists in the king's quarters.
What the heck is going on here?
Since Ludo took over, we've been hiding in the vents. And sleep in his royal bed. She was miming that we sleep in his royal bed.
Nah, dog, she was miming that you 3 get real French in that bed. Number 5. King River may be kinda dumb, but he's also kinda sweet. He packed his wife's suitcase with only the essentials. And by essentials, I mean useless garbage designed to keep Moon from being lonely on her trip.
Must be something helpful in here. I can't wait to see you again. Did your father pack this with nothing but...
Whoa there, Moon. Don't show that off to Star. The last thing this girl needs during the collapse of your monarchy is seeing her dad look like a real daddy. Number 4. When Star becomes convinced that fortune cookies are actually real prophecies and that anything they predict will come true, Marco has to try to convince her that the fortunes are literally just written by some dude in a factory somewhere. He asks Ferguson to back him up that the cookies aren't really magical, and that's when Ferguson says this.
Whoa, man, whoa! Cookies are magical! Once, I ate one from the floor of a cab, and I met my spirit animal that night. It was a wolf.
Yeah, cookies don't lead you to your spirit animal unless there's a very special ingredient baked into them. Hint, it's not oregano. Number 3. Marco's dad's favorite holiday is Halloween, so he decides to do up their home with spooky decorations and lead the neighborhood kids through the haunted house. Unfortunately, no one thinks the haunted house is scary enough, and Mr. Diaz is devastated. While he's bumming out in the shed, his wife says this to make him feel better.
Honey, I know you're probably totally humiliated that you wrestled a blow-up doll in front of your son and his friends, but everyone inside loves you.
I don't know, man. Maybe don't wrestle a blow-up doll in front of your son? Number 2. Tom is totally desperate to get Star back after his failure to bind his soul to hers at the Blood Moon Ball. He coerces a guidance counselor at Echo Creek High School to find out if Marco and Star are dating so that he can swoop in. Marco overhears them talking and decides to make Tom mad by saying that he and Star are
smooch buddies. On the lips.
That's when he tells Mr. Candle this.
Yeah, we've been trying all styles. German, Italian, Polynesian? My tonsils are so tired. I can't feel my teeth.
I'd tell you what any of these kissing styles mean, but I don't want to lose my job. I will say that all 3 of them involve a little of this. And Polynesian kissing involves a whole lot of this. Number 1. This next one is so good, creator Darren Nefsey is on record saying that this is her favorite dirty joke that she got away with. Well, in America at least. This episode actually never aired and was banned from more than a few countries. Weirdly, the product advertised in this bizarre infomercial seems a lot more at home in Rick and Morty than on Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I mean, it's practically the Plumbus's cousin.
Magic wand. It's a little bit of banana and a little lot of magic. Designed by leading phrenologists, the Magic Wand.
That thing is shaped like a wang, squirts like a wang, and wears a protective sheath like a wang. It's probably a wang. Or a Hitachi magic wand. Those are all the dirty jokes that I could find in Star vs. the Forces of Evil, but I want to know which ones I missed in the comments below. Like and subscribe to Nerdwire, check us out on Patreon, click to the left of my face for more videos, and I'll be back next week to ruin your childhood.